Hola, ¿cómo estás? So today I am filming because, I'm filming today because, lots of reasons. Because one, I tried to watch a TV show and it is not working. Okay, I do not watch TV. I read all the time, but the one time I decide to watch a TV show, the signal is terrible and it will not load, so I cannot watch the TV show. Yeah, that's the cards I've been dealt. I'm not able to watch it, so I decided to sit here and do this. Also, it's the last bits of daylight, so hopefully the lighting is a bit better than it was in the last video, because it's not artificial lighting. And there is a great news that I get to give today. Not only to you guys, but to me. This was the best news ever. This is the first time this has happened to me, so I'm super excited. But today, I'm doing what am I doing? I am doing a November wrap-up. A little bit late, because it is, I don't know what the date will be today, but it is a little bit late. But that's okay, because I'm still going to do it, because I want to. So, these are the books that I read in November, what I think, if I recommend, my ratings. Unfortunately, I can't put my Goodreads in the description yet, because I need to post a bit more, but that's okay. I need to see if I can put it in the comments. But let's start, because otherwise I'm just going to ramble on and I want to make this video a good solid 10 minutes, so let's go for it. The first book I mentioned in my first video, it's The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This book, as I've mentioned, it's amazing. It's written by Suzanne Collins and it is absolutely incredible. The writing in this, oh my gosh, I can't even comprehend. It is so good. So this book is about 517 pages, I think. And it's truly fantastic. She's included the detail in there phenomenally. She's made it so that it's a perfectly crafted story, and it's actually a prequel that is done so meticulously to set up the original Hunger Games. And so it's obviously Coriolanus Snow's backstory, and that's exactly what we get. And we get to see somebody that he fell in love with, Lucy Greybeard. We get to meet his best friend, we get to see his inner dialogue, we get to see how he thinks, which is definitely the best part of this novel. He's nuts, and it's very entertaining, but it's also like, wow, this guy's nuts type of thing. He's just a very interesting guy, and I found it very fascinating to hear the way that he thought, and he's definitely a narcissist, so it was entertaining. It was really good. Lucy Greybeard is an amazing character, and just for a prequel as a whole, it is done so well, and you get to see more backstory into the Jabberjays and the Mockingjays, which I found very interesting, especially being someone who's watched the movies numerous times. I think for hardcore fans this would be really enjoyable, and I've mentioned this in my first video as well, but I definitely recommend reading this before you go into the movie, because as usual the movie is better than the book, and that's all to be said about that. Next, I read A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J Maas. I managed to find A Court of Mist and Fury, A Court of Wings and Ruin, and A Court of Frost and Starlight in a cheaper bookstore, and so I just bought them all. So I've made it a goal to read them before the end of the year. This book was amazing. It follows a different character than it does in the first book, and it's definitely a lot more enjoyable to read about, and you get to learn about a whole new part of this universe. You get to meet a whole bunch of new characters, and Feyre, she has character development. And overall this book was just amazing. I think you will definitely, I won't say you will definitely, because you might not, but Rhysand, Rhysand, okay? Rhysand. You should read this book because of Rhysand. He is amazing, and so is Asriel, and so is Cassian, and I love to read about his sisters, and I loved to meet Amren and more, and I just think overall the characters are amazing. I wasn't bored throughout this entire novel, which I was surprised by for 560 pages. I sort of dread reading longer books, but I wasn't bored throughout the entirety of this book, and I think that's a testament to Sarah J. Maas's writing, because that's incredible. I am blown away by Sarah J. Maas. The fact that she has created this universe so well and created politics that just makes so much sense. She's a fantastic author, and I think you should definitely read this series if you don't mind a little bit of spice, because there's, especially by the end, it's a slow burn for sure, but by the end, wow, like don't read that around your family. Next book I have is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. I was very excited to get into this book because I really want to read Once Upon a Broken Heart, The Ballad of Never After, and A Curse for True Love. So I needed to get into this first. This was great. It was mysterious. It was kind of scary and spooky at times, ominous. It was confusing at times. It was whimsical. It was pretty. It was a very, very, very beautiful setting. And Scarlet is quite a powerful main character in regards to just the way she holds herself. She is strong-minded and strong-willed, and she made it very entertaining. I loved Julian in this book. I think he's very hot. So that's that, point blank, period. I'm excited to get into the next one because by the ending it seems like the next one is probably going to be better. But just overall liking the setting makes me excited for the next one. So we'll see how that goes. But I don't have much to say about it, but because I think everybody knows about it but if you don't, it's about a circus that takes place and these two people get invited to it, and she has to fight to get her sister back throughout the duration of the circus. Next, last, we've got Confess by Colleen Hoover. Now this I'm very opinionated, okay? I really enjoy Colleen Hoover novels. I'll preface with that because I know a lot of people hate on Colleen Hoover. I think it's unnecessary, okay? I realize that it's not insanely phenomenal writing, but for me there's nothing wrong with it. I find it easy to read, you don't have to use much brain power, and it's the perfect thing to just read if you don't feel like anything heavy and something quick. Now, these characters did not have enough time to build a good chemistry. They did not have great chemistry, and there's one character, this is where I get opinionated. I'm pretty sure his name is Trey. I'm not really remembering, but he ruins the book. He absolutely ruins the book. He is desperate for her. Okay, I don't want to spoil anything. But he gets in the way of things that he should not even be involved in. He speaks too much, he's a complete narcissist, he's a liar, he's abusive, and he, quite frankly, can stay in the ditch across the streets for all I care because he's a pain in my... He's such a pain. Okay, he should not have been in the novel, he ruined it. He made sweet moments become trash ones, and he honestly just made the reading experience unenjoyable. The ending, as usual with Colleen Hoover novels, I found that it rounded it up really nicely. I really like the way she ends her novels. I always think they're so cute, and I found that it was a shame that Trey were in the novel. I would find it quite funny if I've just given this guy a random name, but I think his name is Trey. Oh gosh, I think his name is Trey. It is Trey. And I really liked the concept of this novel. That's why I really wanted to like it, because there's actually paintings in this book, and to me that's just stunning. But I would have to. I've read like 5 Colleen Hoover novels, and this is definitely my least favorite. I'm sorry, Colleen. But actually, it's not my fault. That's it. Those are all the books that I read in October. No, that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. I knew I would look at the physical stack and then forget. I actually read one on my Kindle, which out of all of these, it was my favorite. I read Belladonna by Adeline Grace. That book is fantastic. It's a gothic fantasy. The setting is stunning. It's the first book I've read of its type, and the writing was amazing, and she kept me hooked the whole time. It was really good. It was so mysterious. It was dark. It was just perfect to me, and I gave that book a 5 stars, and I really, really, really highly recommend it. I can't wait to read Foxglove, which is the sequel, so I'll definitely read that soon, probably on my Kindle as well, because they don't sell those books here. But 5/5, and I recommend it for you too. So that's all the books I read this month. Well, last month, because it's currently December 10th. So now I get to show the good news of today's video. I received an order from my local bookstore . Magnolia Parks by Jester Hastings. I'm very excited for this. I'm very, very, very excited. I know I say this a lot. You probably heard in the first video, but I am excited, okay? I'm excited. And this is about, it's been compared to Gossip Girl, and apparently it's just a very toxic relationship, and I'm super excited for that because I like the drama, okay? I like the drama. So I'm very excited to read this. Sarah Caroli, maybe I'll tag her. She is my favorite booktuber, and she speaks about this book non-stop. It's her favorite series, and Jessa is her favorite author. So I'm super excited to get into it, and I'm trusting Sarah on this, and I think I'm going to love it because of how much I love Sarah. So when I walked in, and the lady was like, I go in so often that she was like, I called you yesterday twice, and you didn't respond. And so I was like, I don't get any calls. Because I didn't. I looked through my call log, I didn't get any calls. And she was like, oh, that's strange. And she said, well, I'll just put it on the back shelf here because I knew you would come back. That's how often I go into my local bookstore. So this was the best news. This made my day because I was raging this morning because I couldn't watch that TV show. And this cover's beautiful. I wanted to get the indie published cover because the new ones are disgusting. I'm sorry. I'm not ashamed to say that they are disgusting. Okay. So thank you for watching today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you're okay with the fact that it's late. I wanted to do it anyway. It's not that late, and it can be a Christmas gift from me to you. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.